All right. Good morning, Keller Williams, Greater Metropolitan, and welcome to another fantastic sales meeting. This morning, we are thrilled for today's conversation, for today's session. As always, we are going to kick things off with a little bit of a conversation around our mission, our vision, our values, and then dive into celebrating some recent wins, talk about the upcoming training calendar, hear from our partners, and then we will have an outstanding panel this morning to talk about MAPS coaching. So let's dive in. These are our belief system here at Keller Williams and Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. We are really excited about these. We talk about these a lot, and they come up in our conversations with our new agents, with agents who are looking to grow their business. And so we want to visit one of them like we visit our mission, vision, and values before a sales meeting. And I thought the most appropriate one today would be the conversation around commitment. When we think about commitment in all things, right, it's about showing up as your best self, giving it your all, ensuring that we are maximizing the opportunities that we have by investing in ourselves and those people around us, which is a big part of the conversation when it comes to MAPS coaching. The opportunities in MAPS help us take advantage of every opportunity that comes our way and ensure that we are showing up as our best selves. All righty, so let's go ahead and dive into, I got to click through all these. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and dive into some wins that we had. First and foremost, congratulations to these folks who are celebrated in the month of April, their first closing with Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. And so we're very excited to have those agents hit that milestone. And of course, we trust that they will be the first of many. In addition, here are our top closers from the month of April. Want to give a specific shout out to Carol Joyner and Mike Arco, who both closed 10 or more units as individual agents in the month of April. A really, really outstanding performance, and not to take away from anybody else that we see here who closed more, at least one a week in the month of April. So congratulations on some really outstanding performances by our agents. And then as we look at our top performing teams, familiar faces there. Good to see Rudy Jones and the recently formed Jones Real Estate Group showing up on this list. And of course, our groups and leading the way. I think the highest total that I have seen out of this group in my time in the role, the young team closed 54 units in the month of April. So a monster number. And then the social team and golden group also in double digits. So some tremendous accomplishments there. But let's talk about what is most important in the market at the moment, and that is listings. So these agents are taking more listings than anyone else. We have had a very strong start to the spring market as a company in listings, and that has taken off in the month of May as listings are down about 3% year over year by my last check. And we as a company are up over 15% in listings month to date. So a lot of that coming out of these folks who were winning big throughout the month of April and continuing that into the month of May. And we hope all throughout the year. So congratulations to all these groups on really, really strong performances. I'm going to dive in and talk a little bit about our upcoming trainings. So you've been hearing us talk about it, guys. Cannot stress enough, a tremendous opportunity to learn from the best and the brightest throughout our company on some of the most important fundamentals for your real estate business. Yesterday, we had a tremendous session with Rebecca Runge talking about open houses and how to maximize those opportunities to win with your open houses. And then tomorrow we will hear from our productivity coach on the West Side, Mr. Michael Boych, about a day in the life of the realtor. And then we'll wrap up this month with finding business with our man, JB, Jermaine Brooks, talking about how to go out there, turn over the rocks, and do the work that leads to growing your business. So do not miss out. Do not feel like Ignite is just for new agents, or that now that you have an established business that it's not worth checking in. Everyone who is teaching in our Ignite series is a top performer, is doing millions and millions of dollars in volume each year, and is growing their business year over year. So we're excited to have them teaching. A couple call outs here as we round out the second half of the year second half of the month for May. If you are a capper and you have you've capped in the last 15 or 18 months, we are excited to host you at an invite-only, capper-only happy hour this Thursday. I know it's been well over a year since we've been able to get folks together and celebrate those accomplishments, so we're excited to do that. And then this Friday is Profit Share Day. For those of you who participate in Profit Share, you will be excited you'll already know that on the 21st of May, you get paid for the Profit Share earned throughout the month of April. And April of 2021 was the biggest April ever for Profit Share. So get excited for those things to hit your accounts in just a few more days. And then be on the lookout for some big things coming in June and July. We have a couple marquee events coming up. We're going to be talking about one of those in just a minute. For your upcoming sales meetings, as you know, we meet every Tuesday morning at 9:30 to bring you some information, some updates, some big wins, and also some training. So this week we have a panel of outstanding MAPS coaches. And then next week we will be doing our monthly Market Center update, where we'll be deep diving some of the things that we're doing as an organization to better support you as agents and business owners. And then given the Memorial Day holiday on May 31st, we will forego a meeting on June 1st. So congratulations, you all get a break from me for a week. And then we will dive into our first meeting of June. As we barrel towards the halfway mark for the year, we will be doing a tune-up to our 2021 business plan, revisiting our economic models, and ensuring that everything that we are doing, all of our activities, are in line with our goals. And a quick reminder that this afternoon and every Tuesday in the month of May, we will be holding a Ask Me Anything Tech Edition, Command Edition. So you can bring your questions about your database. You can bring your questions about your smart plans. You can bring your questions about the referral network, which we worked through how to build a referral network inside of Command and get some mailbox money last week. We can talk about designs. You can literally ask anything, including but not limited to my hair care and skin routine. So, anything is fair game at the Ask Me Anything, hence the name. So please do not miss out. That is today at 2 p.m. And then, of course, guys, if you ever miss anything from a training standpoint, please follow us on all of our social platforms. Most importantly, the YouTube page, where we post all of our trainings, all of our sales meetings, all of our everythings, so that you have access to it on demand. So one thing that will not be recorded and you will not have access to on demand is this outstanding opportunity for Jeff Glover, who is coming to Cleveland, sponsored by Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, to bringing it to you The topic is 21 ways to take 21 listings this summer. And there is a fee included, it's $19, but if you break it down, that's less than $1 per listing. So whether you want to take one listing or 21 listings or 200 listings, this is going to be an outstanding session. Anybody who has been a part of any of Jeff's sessions before, you know the value in this, you know the energy he brings, you know the high level but yet very tactical conversation that he's able to have with the group. I cannot stress enough, we are socially distanced for this event still at this time based on our venue. There are a limited number of seats. If you are a real estate agent who is interested in taking listings, the investment of $19 is going to be well worth it for the conversation that we'll have. So get your tickets. If you are a rainmaker, get tickets for your team. If you are an individual agent with an admin, get a ticket for your executive assistant. If you are married, get a ticket for your spouse. If you want them to get more excited about real estate, this is quite simply a can't miss opportunity. It'll be at the Woodside Event Center, where we all know we have Bold when we can have Bold in person. So guys, do not miss out. If you have questions about this event, you're like, Mike, you seem pretty excited about it, tell me more, please reach out. Let's have a conversation. Let's get excited about it. And let's lean into an opportunity to take a ton of market share as a company by leaning into these listing lessons here in high summer. So that is Thursday morning, June 10th. We are thrilled to bring Jeff to town. Speaking of things that we are thrilled about, could not be more floored with the effort, the activity, and the response to the Red Day opportunity from our agents. It was an incredible day. I am peeling. My skin was burned by the sun as we were working away for the veterans of Lake County, doing some lawn care. But thank you. I heard from everybody that it was an amazing day, a very fun day. We had the right weather for it, that's for sure. And also, want to thank everybody who promoted this as a part of, who they are, what their business is about, and what their company stands for. The flooding of my social media page, which is typically just listeds and just closed based on my relationships with all of you, was flooded with conversations and message about community, about culture, about giving back. And it is a very, very strong reminder of why we do what we do and why we aim to achieve so much. Now, a lot of folks, I imagine, generated a lot of interest in the conversations that they were having on their social media about Red Day. And so if you know someone who is interested in learning more about opportunities at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan or with a career in real estate, please direct them to our career nights. So we have 2 of these a month, and the next one is going to be on Tuesday, May 25th. That is a week from today, and it will be both in our Rocky River and Pepper Pike locations, as well as via Zoom. So anybody that you know that needs to know more about us, send them here. It's a great opportunity to have a great conversation about what their future could look like and how we can support them hitting their goals. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me flapping my gums. So we now are going to throw it over to the our money men, Sean Hadley and Don Jarecki. I thought I saw Don. There he is. Didn't recognize the backdrop, Don. Gentlemen, how the heck are you? Welcome to this week's meeting.
Thanks for having us, as always. So 30-year rate's good. We're looking for a relatively quiet, we always hope for nice, calm weeks in terms of rates in the market, but not a whole lot on the economic calendar. So hopefully for a little steadiness here to come. What I want to chat about today is recasting. So this is something that's always been available. It's been a topic of conversation. So I'll kind of walk you through a scenario, what a recast is and where it might come in handy. So let's say you have somebody who's putting in an offer of a $200,000 house. They have a house to sell, but of course in this market, a house sale contingency isn't probably going to fly. So the buyer says, you know what, I can scrape up the minimum on this $200,000 house. I could put $10,000 down, take a $190,000 mortgage. Perfect. That's plan A. They get into the house, and first step part of the plan is done. A couple months after they're in the house, living happily ever after, you go and list their current home. The current house sells. Now there's a windfall of cash where the buyer has, let's say, $60,000 from the sale of that home. With that $60,000, they could in effect just write a check towards their mortgage, and the balance would drop from 190 or whatever the balance is, less that $60,000. And they're going to keep making the agreed upon payments. But of course, they're going to probably pay that loan off 10 years early. Well, if they want to, they can call customer service and request a recast, not a refinance, but a recast. This doesn't go through your loan officer or Don or myself or Chris. It's going to go through customer service. But what they can do is make that lump sum payment. Cross Country would then take the adjust the new balance and then re-amortize it over the remaining 29 and a half years. So this is kind of just sort of saying, okay, well, I can't sell first because of the market and I don't want to be homeless, whatever the case might be. So it's kind of just sort of catching up the loan balance after all the dust settles when the new house closing and the current one selling. So most lenders require this. This isn't something unique to Cross Country, even though we do a whole bunch of cool stuff. So with this, the rules are, it has to be $10,000 or more. It has to be, there is a cost, it's $300, relatively modest, certainly when you compare it to refinancing. And because mortgages are paid in arrears, there's a little bit of a lag time. It might be 2 or even 3 months before that payment adjusts. But this is, kind of becoming more common and a topic of conversation for potential solution when you're talking about to a buyer about budgeting when owning 2 homes for a short period, and of course that long-term plan. So recast, RECAST. So just wanted to jump on that. Don?
Yeah, and another nice thing about the recast as well. Once somebody does sell at home, let's say they pulled that money out of a 401k as well. If they sell at home and replace that money within the 401k, or at least a portion that they pulled out, there's no tax consequences within a 60-day period. So that's another nice feature on top of dropping the additional funds onto the recast. The recast also, when you do it, complete that, does not change the interest rate. But what it will do is, like Sean indicated, it does recast based on the remaining term of the loan. So at that point, you're going to actually have a little bit more money going to principal each month than you did with a 360-month term. So let's say you're 2 years into this and do a recast, which you can do. Now you're recasting over 336 months versus 360. So again, more money going to principal. So there's a nice little advantage there as well. And you don't have the fees of the refinance, like Sean said as well. So recast is a great feature in this crazy market that we're in.
And feel free, this is, anytime you get a buyer who's in that house sale contingency or, can't they, you certainly don't have to be an expert on this. Just know that this is between, borrowing against other assets, recasting, home equities. This is just another sort of tool, that we have to possibly, get them in the next home and transition it. So just,
Sean, do you recall what the guideline is as well? If somebody does put 5 or 10% down, we have PMI and don't buy out of the MI, will that MI drop if we get to that 22%?
Yeah, so my wording on PMI is, according to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mae, the lender does have the, we can charge PMI, or I should say require PMI for 24 months. But typically, if this balance is paid down to 78%, the PMI will typically shut off. We as loan officers can't make any guarantees. We kind of have to, say what's in the fine print, but that's the typical process.
That is truly outstanding stuff. And, if you have any additional information on this recast opportunity, I think it's so valuable in a market where, being able to, listen, I know we all have a ton of buyers, but, the opportunity to help somebody buy so that we can help them list and putting them in a strong position to be competitive with opportunities like this is going to be tremendous. So if you guys can link anything, if you got a 1-pager or just like some do's and don'ts on it, whatever, if you have any assets around that, if we could throw them in the Facebook group, Cindy just called out like a little cheat sheet, because I feel like this is a conversation that, could be had with anybody who's looking to maximize the opportunity that the market is presenting. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I want to bump it over to Gina Legeza next, our partner from America's Preferred Home Warranty. Good morning, Gina. How are you?
Good morning, Michael. Hi, everybody. Rockstar agents. Good to see everybody. I just started thinking about that the temperatures are going to be soaring up until Friday. So what a great topic to speak about is our air conditioning systems and AC flood that I am 6.5 years, I feel an expert on. So what's going to be happening in the next couple of days, you might get a lot of calls from your client. And basically, the systems could not be tested in the winter, Michael, because the temperatures were way too cold. So what happens when they turn it on? You can't turn it on and have a problem. Unfortunately, you then have bought a problem. You want to turn it on and use it. And then if you have an issue, we're going to be there to help. So what happens, Michael, is we get a flood of calls because everybody's turning it on for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So I want all of our agents to know you guys are a partner to me. Feel free to call me. I'll make sure that my contact information is in the chat box. It's a time that's very emotional for our clients. It's very hot in the house. 7 out of 10 things that do go wrong with systems, Michael. We have older Freon that people are still using. You always want to make sure that you have the buyer upgrade on there. It's only a $140 add-on before they go to the closing. And after they close, they have 30 days to make any changes to their policy. This buyer upgrade is so important because if they do not have the buyer upgrade, Michael, it doesn't cover Freon. Mm-hmm. So it's super important that, we talk. I'll be doing some classes on this. Buyer upgrade is only $140. It's important to educate our clients all the benefits that the buyer upgrade will bring. But I'm going to be working overtime, I'm sure, and happy to do it for our people. Just brace ourselves. It is AC season in this crazy market. And I think the main thing is just to keep them calm. If something was denied and didn't go the way that we wanted it to, please get in touch with me and I'm happy to assist. So I just wanted to thank you guys. We're having amazing growth. May's looking so good. But just wanted to, remind everybody when temperatures usually get this hot, everybody gets a flood of calls, but I'm there for you. We'll make it happen.
We certainly appreciate that and know that you are, Gina. And I think as fast as this market is, as hectic as this market is, as aggressive as this market is, the opportunity to press pause with our clients and help them understand, what's on the other side of a purchase and the importance of protecting themselves or putting themselves in the best position to be protected is so critically important and is a way that we end up with customers for life. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
All right, now bringing it home from a partner update standpoint is going to be Jade Tishka. Jade with Greater Metropolitan Title. What is the latest and greatest on your side of the shop?
Good morning, everyone. First off, I just wanted to give Gina a shout out. We had an issue with a home warranty last week, and she was able to solve that for us. She was able to do it very quickly. So she does great work. If you guys have any issues with your home warranty, give her a call and I'm sure she can help you. So thank you, Gina, again for your help. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jade. Great working with you.
You too. And then my next thing that I just wanted to bring to everyone's attention is we are starting to get a little busier. Obviously, it is busy season. It is summer. Orders are flying in. So one, good job from everybody. But two, I just wanted to let you guys know that if you guys have a team or a transaction coordinator or certain expectations for us, please let us know. We would absolutely love and we will do our best to accommodate those expectations. We just need to, know them up front, as well as if you have a transaction coordinator and if everything will be, coming from them, please provide their contact information, email address, stuff like that. As well as it would be extremely helpful if we had from the beginning of the order. Contact information, I just want to remind everybody, from the buyer and the seller. So just a little housekeeping update. I just wanted to remind everyone, I know everyone is busy, but just wanted to give you, guys, just a little reminder.
Yep. No, that's terrific. As they say, resale is in the detail. And so if we take good care of our clients on the buy side and working through things and setting you up for success as a title company, we are going to end up with a listing a few years down the line when that person's ready for the next phase in life. So Jade, thank you so much for your continued partnership and everyone else there at Greater Metropolitan Title. And it is with that and with great excitement that we will now shift into the panel portion of our time together this morning. And we are joined by a few of the most outstanding, most talented MAPS coaches that our organization has to offer. Let me get them all spotlit here. You may know some of them. I know most of you know one of them, our very own Terry Shmileski. And we are also joined by Kimberly Geary and Scott Tolar. So to all of you, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
This is tremendous. So we have teed up a few questions to get a conversation going here for our agents around MAPS coaching. What is it? What does it mean? What impact does it have? And then I'll just start by letting all of our agents on the line know, please, any questions that you have, throw them into the chat box and we will get them cycled through here as we have a conversation this morning. So first and foremost, you're all MAPS coaches, but as I understand it, there are different types of MAPS coaches. So for those individuals on the call who might think it's just all one and the same, can you help us understand a little bit about what each of you do and what your coaching programs look like?
Absolutely, I'll start.
Take it away, Kimberly.
Okay, so I am a MAPS transformational coach. And what that means is I am a business coach, just like my counterparts, Scott and Terry. Yeah, while we still look at all the same systems and models and coach to the MREA, we slow down the conversation and focus on mindset, limiting beliefs. We help to work through any stuck points, any obstacles. We also coach to all the 7 circles. So if we use the 80-20 rule, most of our coaching might be 80% focused on you and what's happening in your life and 20% on your business.
Yeah.
Wow, that's excellent.
And I'm an agent production coach. And we focus on, the 7 circles as well. We believe all of our coaches all of our coaching clients are creative and whole. And I missed one. Kimberly, which one did I miss?
Resourceful.
Creative, resourceful, and whole. And, I wanted to start off by saying MAPS stands for Mega Achievement Productivity Systems. So some people don't know that. And so we also have group coaches. Scott is a leadership coach. We'll get to him in a minute. We have bold coaches, and we have operational coaches that coach to director of operations and such. So, and our mission at MAPS is to alter the human trajectory and change lives. So to you, Scott.
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be able to be a part of your meeting this morning. I am a MAPS leadership coach, meaning I get to coach the leaders of our organization. I had the opportunity to coach Michael for a while, and now I'm coaching Danielle in the office there. And it's all about making sure that the market center is run as efficiently and as amazingly as possible to provide for you the best possible experience on a day-to-day basis. And we get to talk about the issues that are going on in the market center and how we overcome those so that we're the place that you want to call home every single day of your entire real estate career. And I have the opportunity to do that on a daily basis with 40 different leaders across the country and the world.
Yeah, that is amazing. And Scott, thank you for all the support you have given our market center, you've given me, and now Danielle, and now everybody knows that, I'm really not that good. It's actually you pulling the strings from afar.
Not hardly.
Yeah. So, for a lot of folks on the call, this is going to be one of their first experiences with maps, but, also coming from another industry, coaching's not the most common thing. So if I'm sitting here and I'm listening to all the different coaching opportunities, how would I know if I'm ready, right? How would I know if this is a step I should be taking? What are some of the questions I should ask myself?
Great question. Some things that we see that bring clients to coaching might be you've hit a ceiling in your production, or you might be looking to add to your team or build a team. You might be looking to expand or create a franchise. Whatever it is that takes your business or even yourself onto a pathway of growth, that's when it's time to hire a coach. Those are some of the warning signs.
Yeah, I like to equate it to being in a boxing ring. Kimberly kind of hit it the right way, but if you are boxing and you keep getting knocked down and then you get back up and you're experiencing the same result because you haven't learned anything between getting knocked down and getting back up again. Now we sound like we're going to sing a Chumbawamba song, but when you get knocked down, you haven't learned anything. Maybe you have a blind spot that you don't realize you have. And what a coach's responsibility is to help you discover that. The reality of the situation is you have everything that you need in you already to succeed. Our responsibility is simply to ask questions that cause you to go internal to discover the answers that you already have within yourself. We could give you the answer all day long. That's not going to be nearly as powerful enough as you discovering what the answer is inside of yourself, because once you decide it, then it's your outcome and your likeliness to buy in is very, very high, as opposed to me just saying, hey, Michael, if you do this, it's going to work. But if we ask you the questions that get you to say, to think about, oh gosh, maybe if I did it this way, and we're sitting here on the other side of the phone or on the other side of the Zoom saying, yes, come on, you got it, you got this. and that's when the breakthroughs truly happen.
Yeah. And, it's like Scott just said, do what you've always done and get what you've always gotten. That's a bold law. And, we find agents that keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a higher production or expect a higher gross commission income. So we challenge our clients to think bigger about their business and think bigger about their lives, including net worth, investments, finances. We cover the whole gamut. Mm-hmm. And one of the questions I would ask you to ask yourself is, are you selling real estate or are you running a business? Because if you're running a business, a coach, and we're MREA coaches, we coach to MREA, we guide you through the models of achieving that without your foundation falling apart. So when do you need a coach? When you decide that you'd like to run a business, a profitable business.
There we go. I love that. I heard a lot of great things here, and it's about, I heard Kimberly, you talk about some of the E to P, right? I keep hitting a ceiling, and so I moved from entrepreneurial to purposeful. And Scott, you talked to, it's about self-mastery, right? And so going internal and finding those resources inside of you. And then Terry, I love the idea that the middle line of our mission statement, which is to build businesses worth owning, right? And that is absolutely, and I can tell you from my experience, part of the conversation with MAPS. So, okay, we're having these great conversations. You all are working with individuals one-on-one. Let's talk a little bit about some breakthroughs. Give me some, tease me with some success stories.
Terry, why don't you go first? You're on the agent side of things. That's going to connect with them pretty closely.
I'd be happy to. I've already have goosebumps that are starting at my ankles and going all the way up to my head. And my colleagues sitting next to me know exactly what I'm talking about. I have seen my clients go from desperation to absolute soaring into profit. And that, my friend, I've had agents in the past year and a half whose businesses and profits have grown 300% just by changing. 90% of success is mindset, and change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. And really, that is where the excitement lies. When I've had two people, we talk about the purpose of business is to fund a perfect life. What is your perfect life? What does that look like? So this year, I've had the honor of watching my clients buy houses. One is going to Mexico for 3 weeks. They've earned this. And this is one of my most exciting one. I have someone who, when I started coaching her, her net worth was negative. Her net worth right now is $300,000. That's huge. You know, people don't even think about net worth. And then we have someone, you know, what is your net worth? It's a simple calculation, right? What is your net worth and what is your goal for net worth? Thinking about all of these things. And I coached someone in our market center who reached a goal last year that she had never thought she would reach. To me, that is the most exciting, and it's just an honor and a privilege to coach our agents. Sorry, I went on a little bit long. I get passionate.
Keep going.
I feel it. I feel your passion, Terry.
So,
You know, and I'll follow right after that. There's breakthroughs in every circle. And if we look at the 7 circles, and I've also had the opportunity to work with clients who have worked through personal life events such as divorce or, you know, natural disasters, who are looking to remarry, or their husbands or spouses are looking to join the team. Those are major life events that we coach to and help the client come to clear decisions so they can make the best decisions that support their goals. I've helped clients focus on their health and lose, you know, astronomical amounts of weight. You know, one of my greatest stories that I love sharing is working with a client last year who did not have a good relationship with his wife as he was spending so much time in the office. None of you know anything about that, right? So and what ended up happening with him is we worked on his key relationship, his personal life. We bought time back for him through leverage. And in the course of that time, we also ended up paying off $170,000 in debt over the course of 9 months. There's so many different stories that affect and impact us as coaches, because we have the honor to partner with the client, yet it also changes their life because now they're stepping into that life by design.
yes.
Yeah. One of my favorite success stories that I get to work with on a weekly basis is actually out of Sarasota, Florida. It's a leadership. It's a team leader who her background was Mary Kay Cosmetics. She had a downline of 10,000 people in Mary Kay. And she decided that she was going to leave that role and step into something new and something different. And she became a team leader in Sarasota. And in her market center this year, the productivity for her agents is up year to date 200%. They're making 200% more in GCI in that market center. And they may be selling cosmetics as well. I'm not quite sure. No, I'm just kidding. It's all about helping them to discover the more that they have within themselves. You see, our responsibility as coaches is to help you discover your potential. And what I get to do on a weekly basis with the people that I coach is help them to do the same thing with the market center and with the agents. And this was all done through her. And we just get to ask the questions and help her to realize, hey, if I looked at it this way, it might have this result over here. So that's one of my favorite success stories right now, because they're truly changing lives down in Sarasota right now.
That's incredible. That is incredible, and love to hear those success stories. To follow on to that, I feel like every time I'm on the Facebook or YouTube or wherever, right, all of the technology companies know that I am working in real estate. And so everybody in real estate knows that somebody's trying to sell you coaching, right? And I feel like every time I get online, there's another coaching program by some guy out of some state. It's probably close to Las Vegas, or in the Northwest or the Northeast, right, where houses sell for trillions of dollars. What makes the MAPS coaching experience unique and stand out? Like, what makes it different?
Well, I'll start if you don't mind. Oh, thank you, Scott. So there's some things I think that people don't know about MAPS coaching. And then one is that we only coach Keller Williams agents. We do not coach outside of our organization. And while there are 170,000 real estate agents in Keller Williams, there are 212 coaches, including bold coaches. And that is because we have new leadership a year and a half ago, and our numbers have shrunk, and our training has gone up, and our expectations, the expectations for us and our clients are very high. We coach to MREA, and we coach to the systems and the models and leads, leverage, and listings. That's what we coach to. So I can't think of a better coaching program for a Keller Williams agent. It's not out there. Monica Reynolds tells us that all the time.
And I also like to look at it as, while we are to my understanding, the only coaching company that coaches to the MREA, we're also on the front line of any changes, any updates, any training. The amount of masterminding that goes on from leadership with Gary, with our new leadership team with KWX, and even inside of MAPS, we're continually poured into on a weekly basis. And our clients are at the forefront of any.
Oh, Kimberly.
What you want to say of any changes that are happening in the company.
That is correct. That is correct. See, and we finish each other's sentences.
And I love that they now invite us to leadership calls. Keller Williams Realty International, Gary specifically, who is the CEO of MAPS, by the way, includes us as leadership. And, that's important. I'm sorry, Scott, go ahead.
No, you're totally fine. The other thing that I wanted to hit on is, while we do only coach KW agents, we do have a separate business entity called MAPS Business Coaching, which is the opportunity, if you have allied partners or people like that looking to take their business to the next level and kind of be in lockstep with what you're getting. This is a real estate book. We'll teach you how to build a real estate business, but newsflash, it's really just a business book. And you could apply every single thing in here to any business that you ever wanted to create. Where it says real estate, just change the word to whatever business it is that you're looking to grow. If you're a title rep and you're looking to build your title business, I mean, we do have a system for that. When it comes to agents, though, you must be with Keller Williams in order to have a MAPS coach. Now, if you're outside of the real estate realm altogether, we have a separate program for that. It's called MAPS Business Coaching. But when it comes to agent productivity, you have to be with Keller Williams in order to do that.
Love that. Love that. It is certainly the alignment that the organization has from top to bottom and across all of its entities is one of the most powerful things, I believe, about our great company. And MAPS is such an accelerant and a highlight to that. I want to talk a little bit more about, MAPS being more than just one-on-one coaching, right? So there's commitment involved with the one-on-one coaching process, and it's, both of time, talent, and treasures. But there are also opportunities to participate in, very specific training programs offered by MAPS. Can you guys talk a little bit more about those? Because it looks like, from this guy's perspective, we're increasing the number of those, and we're getting really, really talented people to lead them.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Our next big event is Summer Masterminds, which I believe is June 9th and 10th. I could be wrong. And we have 15 group coaching programs running right now. 15. Those are led by high-level MAPS coaches, and they're amazing. The other opportunities are mega camps coming. Is that in September or August?
August, the end of August.
Coming in August. That's a wonderful event. And, if you're a mastery client, and that's one of the levels of coaching, all of these are free to you of no charge. We also have a Profitcamp, which is amazing. And we have Coaches Skills Camp. We have all of these model teaching programs that are available to our coaching clients, and it's truly amazing and widespread. So
yeah, and right now Profitcamp is one of those ones that's exclusively for mastery clients, and it was based off of the book Profit First, which Gary had been teaching, and was a huge realization to him, because what he came to realize is that there were so many agents out there not taking a profit and consistently putting their money back into their business. And while that's a great thing, it's also important that at the end of the year, you can look at it and say, look at how much I made this year too, or look at how much profit I have this year. And so that class it is a mastery client exclusive class right now. At some point in time, it'll probably roll out to everyone else, but it teaches you how to look at your business and make sure that you have a plan for reinvesting into your business. And you also have a plan for investing back into yourself based off of the hard work that you've been putting in.
Right.
One of the great things about our group programs is there's something for everyone. So whether you're looking to learn more about how to get Facebook sales in 50 weeks, or you're looking to hire and get training on a real estate assistant, or you're interested in tech or working with foreclosures, whatever your niche is, or something that you're thinking to yourself, if I just knew a little bit more about this, it would change everything.
Yes.
Those programs exist inside of MAPS. And those programs are also an entryway into the MAPS community.
Yeah.
Because not only do you get access to your one-on-one coach or your group coach, you get access to the Facebook groups that have hundreds, if not thousands, of members attached to it. And coaches share. We do group calls and we invite others into the community. There's so many opportunities each week to continue to grow and to better your business and yourself.
Michael, is it okay if I jump in and talk about some of the standards that we've created at MAPS in order to become a mastery client?
Yeah, I would love that. You're skipping ahead to the end here, but go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Just like a coach.
I can wait.
No. Let me put a bookend on some of that commentary and capture what I heard you guys say, which was, regardless of where it is that you are trying to take your business, right? If you feel as though there's a spike in foreclosures on the horizon and you need to master that to continue to grow in a changing market, there's a MAPS coaching program for that. If you feel like you run a great business, but at the end of the year, there just isn't enough flowing through the bottom line, there's a MAPS coaching program for that. If you feel like your personal life and your professional life are constantly at odds, there's an opportunity to get coached through that. And, I think Gary teaches us that no matter what it is, it's going to fall inside of one of 7 circles, and there's a coach out there for it. And I believe that MAPS coaching definitely coaches to the whole person more so than they coach to a specific problem or a specific opportunity. So
that's absolutely right.
Yeah. With that being said, Scott, talk a little bit about, what does it take to get into coaching, and then what, maybe tell us a little bit if I want to go learn more, if I wanted to follow up with somebody, how I might do that.
Yeah. So first and foremost, before I'm talking 2-3 years ago, if you wanted to have a mastery coach, raise your hand, give us the money, we'll take it. And what we found with that is we weren't necessarily helping people at the highest level by doing that. And so we've changed production standards in MAPS in order to make sure that you're ready to go to that next level. So in order to have a mastery coach one-on-one every single week that's digging deep on your business, you've got to have $150,000 in GCI closed in the last 12 months in order to qualify to become a mastery client. Now, if you haven't quite made it there and you're between $75,000 and $150,000 in closed GCI in the last 12 months, then we have breakthrough coaching. And what breakthrough coaching is a call every other week with a coach, meaning you're going to have at least 2 calls a month with that coach. And they're going to dig in on your business the same way that a mastery coach would, but Gary teaches us to lead with revenue. So we want to help you to do that. And the reality is a $12,000 commitment to yourself is an amazing thing. And we want to make sure that you're ready to take that jump. And if you haven't quite closed the $75,000 in GCI, that is what our group coaching programs were made for. They're made to help you get to that level so that you can take the next step. And those group coaching programs, they're usually $299 to $399 for the 3 months that you're going to be in them. And they cover the things that you need to so you can dig deep on one specific topic. Because one of the biggest mistakes that agents make when they're below that $75,000 level is they find all these different shiny objects and they're likely to go in different directions every single week. And what our responsibility is in that group coaching program is, look, for the next 3 months, we're focusing on this one thing. And we're going to help you to get really good at this one thing so that you can make your business thrive through that. So we've got 3 different options when it comes to that. And then obviously, if there are certain circumstances in your world and you need a transformational coach to get you through something else that's going on, there can be exceptions made for some of that, for some of the production criteria to help you get through certain things if you've got something that you're overcoming. And just reach out to us and let us know, because we want to make sure that everyone is served in the best way possible.
And there's also now executive coaching.
Yes.
And we have, which is a $1,500 a month investment. And in our market center, we have at least 3 agents in the executive coaching program. And I also want to add that the group programs are available to breakthrough and mastery clients as well, if
Correct.
there's certain boosts you want outside of your one-on-one calls. So.
Yeah, there's really, really tremendous opportunities. I think, in the short time I've been with the company, and I know Terry, the conversations we've had about the evolutions inside of the MAPS organization and how it is so well aligned to serve the agents along their journey from career in real estate to business owner to life worth living, like experiences worth giving and legacies worth leaving. Obviously, like that entire life cycle of the experience is amazing. Is there a place that we should go? If I'm looking for, hey, I love what I heard. I want to digest it and I want to go back and revisit it, or if I'm looking for, and I see Kimberly just dropped it in the chat.
He's on it.
Information on coaching programs is mapscoaching.com/coaching-programs. All right, excellent.
And also feel free to call any one of us. We're more than happy to help you. And the goal for us is always to find you the right coach for you, not necessarily for us to become your coach. So just keep that.
I think that's something that's really important, that when you do sign up or do commit to the investment, there is a thoughtful process behind selecting the right coach for you. And something to know is you're always at choice. And if you're in a partnership and it's not working or you're not getting the results that you desire, you have the opportunity to be assigned a new coach. So should you make this decision, or at any point you're in a program, just know that the more that you share with MAPS around your experience, the better that we can support you on the back end to ensure you're partnered with the right person.
This organization is truly one without any ego in the process. you know, we all of us, all coaches, we want to show people the way out of our roster if that's the right way that they should go. We don't have ego around it.
Right.
And that's throughout the organization. So.
Absolutely. Well, I see, Scott, that you are going to have to bow out. We are getting to the bottom of the hour here as well. So we will release our agents now on the world to go win in this exciting market. And I have to prepare for my coaching call at 11.
See y'all later. Have a great day.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Thank you.
Kimberly. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Terry. Guys, their contact information is now in the chat box. We will, as we play out the meeting here, go ahead and capture that, download the chat. Cannot say enough how great MAPS coaching has been as an experience for me, but then also knowing so many agents in it, the opportunities provided there, the access that the coaches provide of themselves and of each other to make sure that all of our Keller Williams agents and all of the MAPS coaching clients get what they need. So guys, thank you so much for your time, attention, participation. We will see you here next week for the Market Center update. Have an awesome week, and we'll talk to you soon.